Well, it's been hard work. We might get struggle with some of the conditions. Finally paid off. Was it £26.8? Got a bit of orange colour. Okay, so the situation, it is 10:15, and I've just managed to whack the brolly up real quick down at Cotton Farm. First time I've been down here. Yeah, so the brolly's up. Not that you're going to see too much. The brolly's up, and I was putting it up while there was a proper light show going on. I mean, serious lightning. It's quite amazing to watch, but of course after my close call last week, slightly worrying. It's raining as well, to go along with it of course, but all the stuff's in the brolly. All the stuff's in the brolly, and I'm just hiding away at the minute. I don't think I'm going to get the rods out tonight. I think I'm going to leave it unless it calms right down in an hour or so. But as you can see, it is going mental, so I don't want the camera to get too wet. It seems like it is passing over slowly, so I think tonight might be just get my head down, have a kip, get up nice and early, and see what we can see tomorrow. I'm in a swim called the Big Beach. Now, when I got down here, there was a couple of chaps down here that I bumped into, had a chat, showed them my membership as well, just to let them know it was all good. And, you know, had a quick chat and, whoa, told me a few bits and bobs, and basically I've shot round to here where I can actually pull up to the car and drop the gear off. I think I'm literally going to leave the car here for the moment and take it back probably first thing in the morning, early morning, and park it back at the pub. But for right now I'm just going to hide, keep under the brolly. I should put the wrap on. I haven't put the wrap on yet, but I will be putting the wrap on. We'll see how bad it gets, I think. At the minute I've set it up just in the right way so the rain's coming from behind me, so touch wood, I'll be okay. Just shingle on the floor, I've got no ground sheet down, and that's very unlike me, but with so much shingle it's not too bad. But I've realised that I've put the wrong trainers on when I shot out the door. I put my white going out trainers on, shall we say, instead of my black ones. So hopefully they're not going to get too messed up. But yeah, for now, this is me hiding away in the brolly. I'll have one more, see if I can get. So you got the pub over there. This is where you normally park. I was going to go to a place called the Dugout, which is just to the side of it. But like I say, a few tips and pointers off a few people. And I've shot round to here, which is quite handy because the car is more or less just, you know, a tiny walk away. Managed to get the stuff here, get the brolly up, and get most of the bits, well, get everything in the brolly. So I think I'm alright for now until this either dies off or until the morning. So for now, Baggins signing off. Morning. It's just, well, 8 o'clock. My first night down Cotton Farm, which was eventful as the lightning and the storm put on a bit of a show last night. Also, once that cleared last night, it started again this morning as well. So, to be fair, I've not had a lot of sleep. I've had about 2, maybe 3 hours of sleep. At the minute, I have just pulled the rods in. They're just sitting there on the stands at the minute. I'm taking my car back to the car park, and I've just had myself a cup of tea, which is still here, still warm. And it is raining, you can probably hear it. And I'm just sort of trying to get my head together and think about what I'm going to do. When I took my car back, I had another chat with the chap up, I can't remember his name, it's terrible with names. I had another chat with the chap last night, from last night. He's a bailiff here, so had a little chat this morning with him and got some more info and sort of a little bit more information about the lake. And now I'm just sitting here while it rains, like I say, drinking my tea and just trying to figure out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to spend the day. Like I say, mainly the first session or 2, maybe 3, is all about just figuring this place out and finding out what's what, basically. Speaking to people is obviously one of the best ways of doing that. Met people that are members already and been here a while. The more information you get, the more power you have. Knowledge is power, should we say. So, learned a few more bits, which is always good. No joys during the night. I had one in very, very close. I mean, literally inches off the bank, and one towards. I don't know what. I don't know if it's an aerator or what. I'm not quite sure. But both, no joys on both, so I kind of didn't expect to have any joys, to be honest. It was so dark when I put them out as well. Although I found a fairly clear spot, this place has a lot of weed, especially on the surface, right up on the surface. So in front of me, in front of the swim I'm in, which is the big beach, there's a lot of weed, and I'm having to cast over that towards what is, it's not a pump, it's not, I don't know, it's not an aerator. There's aerators in here, but they're under the water, you can see them bubbling up. And there's a sprinkler, which I'll show you in a minute, more fountain. But yeah, so getting used to the sights now, getting used to the sounds last night, because they've got automatic sprinklers on the building behind me, which sounded all a bit weird last night. So yeah, just trying to get a feel for the place. And then in a little while I'm going to think of my plan of attack. So out there you can see like maybe it's a birdhouse, little coot house, whatever you want to call it. But just to the left of that, I found a nice spot. Not a lot of weed, so I had one out there last night. Snowman rig, using a snatch bottom bait, and this time I used a hairy bun spice pop-up on top, which is white. And yeah, no joys, but like I say, I didn't really expect there to be. Seems like there's a bit of bird life on here, as you can see. Sorry about the shakiness. But yeah. I also know there's a spot to the left of the fountain. So I might check that out a bit later. From what I'm told as well, which I picked up earlier, there is that bar there. I mean, it looks like a stick. I'm told it's a rod. I imagine it's like a metal rod. That sort of marks the edge of the drop off. So there is a drop off there, about 10 yards past it, a little bit to the left of it or so. But as you can see as well, a lot of weed on top, and that comes all the way in, all the way to my left. There's quite a lot of it. So just the one rod that went out in front of me last night. The net is over there, so if I did hook a fish I could get to it easy. But also, because my right rod is behind these stones, I wanted it to be close enough to be able to handle any fish that I had on that rod as well, possibly. Looks like it could be a place where I need 2 nets, so I'm going to have to sort myself out another one, I reckon. But yeah, at the minute, raining, but everything's dry. The super brolly's stood up well. I'm thinking maybe I might get the old wrap on later. I may move where I am as well. I've set up slightly on a bit of a wonk, shall we say. So I'm kind of slightly leaning down to the left as you're looking out. But yeah, like I say, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I've only had a couple of hours of sleep, and hopefully at some point I'm going to try and catch up on a little bit of that. But this is my view at the moment. I imagine I'll probably go for a little wander around later as well, but we'll see. Swim by swim, I'll learn what this place is all about and make a bigger picture. But for now, that's it, and I'll update you in a bit. Right, so it's 8:30, the rain has just stopped. I thought I'd give you a bit of a tour, or a bit of a look of the lake. So, my right hand rod was down here this morning, or last night. As you can see, there's a clear patch there. But today's my very first proper look at it, so this is what you got. See the pub in the background, which I know some of you will really like. But as you can see, the weed goes all the way down the other end. I set up on a bit of a slant, as you can see. But stayed dry, everything's under there. I do need to sort myself out. I may in fact move that brolly, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, yours and mine first real look at Cotton Farm. So a few ducks on here, you probably see a few aerators going off as well. I've got one right in front of me. And there is a couple all over the lake. So like I say, in a minute the rods are not out. It's just stopped raining and I'm going to start formulating some kind of plan. It's just started to rain again. Formulate a quick plan of some sorts. Let's see if we can't be lucky enough to maybe even bag one, which is secondary at the minute. It's just about learning about the place. Guess we'll see what happens. Done well the old Fox Super Brolly, I must admit. Probably should have put the wrap on, which I may do later because I think it's going to rain later on quite heavy. So see how we go. Now it's 11 o'clock. Rain's on and off, spitting here and there. Just had my cheese and ham sandwich. A few little knocks on the left rod, which is over by the what I thought was a birdhouse type thing, but I hear it's a solar box for keeping the weed down or something, so that's why there's a fairly clear patch next to it. It is warm, very warm at the minute. Sun's not out though, overcast, but it is muggy as hell. Oh. Little family gathering. Yeah, 11 o'clock. I've got one over by the pump, or by the air fountain shall I say, just in the wake about there. Like I say, one to the left of the, well, as I called it, the birdhouse, but it's a solar panel for device for keeping the weed down, I'm told. So yeah, just to the left of there. I've put some baits out, just catapulted a few baits around both rods. That left one's on a snowman rig still, and on the right one is my normal sort of KD rig with golden balls pop up. Still some bait in the edge here. Surprised the swans ain't eating it all. So yeah, just hot. Put the wrap on the brolly, but the brolly's all over the place. So unlevel here. keeping the pegs in is hard as well, so I did well last night. I may move it all, get on this more level ground down here, and sort of in amongst these boulders, but I don't know, I may leave it there. It's up now, blinking low though, to be fair, not good for me. So yeah, nothing happening, a few little taps on the left rod, but it could be fish going through the weed and knocking the line that's just running over the top of the weed. Had another bailiff come round, checked my cards, had a good chat with him. He's had quite a few of the fish out of here, apart from one, I think. So getting a few stories and that off him and information, which is all helping. It's just gone 1 o'clock. It's hot, really hot. I've just moved everything as well. Still fishing the same spots, but the angle I had, I didn't like it, what with the weed in front of me, so I've moved right across the swim. I'll show you in a minute. But it is so warm now. I've got a feeling I'm probably burnt on the old arms and back of my neck after moving all them bits. Yeah, so I've not moved swim, just moved about in the swim. Taken the wrap off. I think everything's sorted, just check the marks on the rods, they're pretty much okay. They're not out as yet. I'm going to do that in a minute. And it just seems that the line lay will be better from where I am now with the rods. So there's not so much weed for the line to lay over, it can actually sink and get some kind of decent lay. So let me show you what I've done. Here's the rods, fountain. I've moved from over there to round here. Now I know the wind's blowing this way most of the day, so it should be alright when it does rain later. At the minute it is roasting, absolutely roasting. Swans seem to be enjoying it. So yeah, that's it for now. ~2 and it's too hot, way too hot. I'm cooking, so I've had to come and sit right back in the shades, out the way. A little bit of a breeze over here, and being in the shade is so much cooler. I've got my normal PG tips, but let's just say I have been drinking that because I need to have some fluid, but I need a cold drink. I do believe Mr. Neil Calder is going to be popping down at some point to see me, and very kindly offered to bring me a drink and some food, to be fair, so he's an absolute angel. But nothing going on, like I say, it's just so hot. I've seen a few fish moving, but not a lot really. I think it's just way too hot for them. I've not even seen them on top. I have to get out the sun. I've been sitting in it, and as you can see, I've moved all my stuff, like I said earlier, which absolutely, well, let's just say I'm sweating like you wouldn't believe. A few people walking around the lakes like they do. Pub looks like it's got a few people in there. Everyone enjoying a nice drink on a day like this. But for fishing, it's not really great. But as you can see, the view's not bad. I've now plonked myself in between all the big stones. Gives me a better line lay to the spots that I was fishing. Remember, this session was just more about seeing the lake for the first time, feeling the lake bottom, seeing what everything's about, trying to get some kind of understanding of it. Obviously talking to people that I have met here already is valuable information. But yeah, so catching something is secondary, I'm afraid, today, and for this session, and maybe for another couple of sessions, to be fair. Just see the pub over the reeds. Looks quite pretty today. Obviously the sun out, everything's in bloom. It is nice, very nice over here. Just way too hot for my liking. People that know me know hot weather is not for me. Yeah, I've just recast the rods, made sure they're on the spots, and just sitting and relaxing. So it's 7:15 on the Saturday night. It's been real hot. I've not done a lot for the last few hours. Neil Calder, top man, thank you sir for bringing the bits round. Bought me another nice couple of drinks, and even bought me a burger and some chips and everything, so you're a diamond. Thank you very much, pal, really appreciate that. So right now it's, like I say, 7:15, still very muggy, nowhere near as blasting sunshine obviously, but I've just recast the rods. I've changed over slightly. I've gone to a stiff hinge rig on one, which is over by the little black box, and over by the fountain I've gone on to a multi-rig. So we're going to see how that goes, and just basically just trying out a couple of different rigs, different styles. There's a lot of weed in here, even though they're fairly clear spots near both them parts. Still there's going to be something on the bottom. So stiff hinge, so a little choddy with a little bit of coated braid, just to sort of help that lay, and then popped up a little bit. And then the multi-rig, probably about 1.5 inches off the floor, probably not even that, to be fair. And that's over by the fountain. What have I got on there? I am golden balls. No, sorry. One is, I've got a Nash purple squid on the one over by the little solar panel thing. I thought I'd try purple, just a colour thing, just to give it a try. And over by the fountain I've gone straight white, which is the hairy hairy bun spice or hairy bum spice, obviously infusion bakes. That's over by the fountain. So both popped up roughly about the same height, and we're going to see what that does. Hopefully that might make all the difference, but it's still very warm. So time to put a few bits away, sort myself out a little bit because it is all a bit all over the place. Get yourself together. Don't know how long I'm going to stay tomorrow. I'll do tonight. I'll see how I feel tomorrow, basically, how it goes tonight. I am knackered. I've only had a couple of hours sleep, so I'll see how it goes tonight, and I'll decide in the morning. I mean, I could leave early morning, I could leave in the afternoon, I could leave late. Really, I'm not too sure yet. I've got enough food and drink and that to last me, although the milk's probably more like cheese now, to be fair. I'll have to have a look at that, but yeah, so I've got enough bits to last. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. No stress, like I say, I've learnt quite a lot this session already. First ever time being here, first ever time seeing the lake. So, done a few pictures. To be honest, it was so hot today that I've just been trying to hide from the sun. Even sitting under the brolly was too hot. So yeah, not loads. Probably edit it and it'll probably be thinking half hour still, but not loads done today. Episode 1, basically, getting to know the place. Who knows, I might get a surprise in the night, or maybe before then. So it's 9:05. I've got to admit, I've just been a bit lazy. I've brought the telly this session, just to make sure the aerial works down here. Ready for future winter visits for them late long nights, and I'm glad to say it works perfectly. But it's so calm compared to yesterday, it's unreal. So the fountain's turned off now. That went off at 7 o'clock. Must be its turning off time, and everything is very chilled. Peaceful, still very warm. I'm getting bitten to death by super bugs. One of them's drawn severe blood in my arm and it kills. So I don't know what the hell it was. But yeah, painful arm, painful bloody arm. And I mean bloody as in there is blood coming out of it, not as in just swearing for the sake of it. Pub looks lovely, all the lights on and that. So Rod's in the same place. Yeah, little update. Just redone the rods. Yeah, complete difference from yesterday. So rods are all sorted. It's calm, there's no rain, it is warm. It's just very peaceful at the minute. So I'm now going to relax. Morning, it's 8 Sunday morning. I've just brought the rods in. Finding out that the weed drifts a lot, so I've been getting quite a lot of bleeps off my rod towards the fountain, and that's because that must come on about 7 in the morning. I think it might come on a bit earlier, but the weed is all pushed this way and it's dragging on the lines. It's one of the little problems I'm going to have to overcome while down here. So the drifting weed, let me show you what I mean. So there's the fountain, the rods. As you can see, the weed, this was totally clear last night when I put the rods out, but now it's completely engulfed where my lines were, and the lines were picking up all the weed. It's as you can see, all the way down. Someone likes it. So yeah, nothing in the night. I was quite happy that they landed on the spots. I put no sticks on them last night, just foam, just to try and help it lay down softly on top of any bottom weed, or even though it's fairly clear where I've been going to, just trying to avoid it sitting down in anything. But yeah, so another thing I've learned, the weed likes to move. I mean, this corner was completely clear, you could see the bottom, but now all the weed and whatever, the scum and that has built up around the edge of the swim. So yeah, something I'm going to have to think about. I'm thinking maybe choddies of some sort, naked chod, just to make sure that I'm presenting a bait properly over whatever it lands on. But I don't know, like I say, this visit is all about learning. So I've learnt plenty just being here. Might not have caught anything, but talking to people, seeing the lake, feeling the bottom of the lake with the lead, all vital information for the rest of the campaign. I think maybe next time I visit, obviously I will have a look around, but I'm thinking that maybe trying the opposite bank, because as you can see, as from here across, like the edge of the weed, it seems clear. There is definitely weed out there, just not as high sitting. But it'd be good to get a perspective from the other side to see how things are from over there. But for now, I've reeled the rods in, and I think what I'm going to go and do is grab the car from the car park, bring it pub. Down the side there is the car park for this place. I'll bring the car around, possibly put some bits away in there, and then I can sit here for a bit. It's a Sunday, so I don't think any of these places are open. Well, maybe a couple are, but this place behind me I don't believe is open, so I think I'm going to do that. Carp Cruise on at 8:30, I've just seen on the telly. And Roy, your power pack, mate, superb. Watched a couple of films last night, a bit of telly, even fell asleep with it on, to be honest. And it's still got loads of power left in it, so thank you very much, mate. It's really really a great bit of kit. It's going to help me out in future campaigns, be it on here or elsewhere. Not just to have the telly on, but charging cameras, camcorders, phones. It is going to be a necessity. But for now, like I say, it's about 8:10. Rods I've just brought in. I'm going to take my glasses with me. I'm going to have a quick walk round this bank, see if I can spot any fish moving about. I think I'll take the camcorder with me and my sunglasses.
grab the car and then come back, relax for a bit. I may rebait the rods, put them out after I put a few bits away in the car. Weather's not as warm yet, it's quite nice. I have a feeling it's probably going to get up, so I'll see how long I last today. And we'll go from there. I'm told you can climb this tree, get a little way up and you can look into the shallows. You'll probably see a lot of fish. I know they were in here yesterday, I could see some of them moving. Didn't actually see the carp, shall we say, but there's definitely fish in here. There is a swim just up here called the Shallows, which you can only fish so far out. It's quite a limited swim, but you get a lot of this shallow water, a lot of the in amongst the weed. As you can see, I'm down there. Big beach. So this, I think, is the Shallows. Oh, excuse me. Stand on the rocks. Like I say, you got the tree there. Basically, from the tree, as you can see the edge of the weed where it runs, I believe the drop off is just past the weed, so it's sort of shallow everywhere where the weed is. I don't know how shallow exactly, but and then after that it kind of goes into a drop off. There is, like I say, still weed out there, but not as obviously high sitting as it is over here. Let's keep going. This section does go round into a little bay, like a little channel and a bay, which I'll show you. You can see the bridge goes over the channel. I'm told stalking's good in here as well. They will take it off the top, so it could be something I may have to start thinking about. You've got this back bay down here as well, another fountain, more weed. Got to say, it does look nice. I think there's one swim down here you can fish, which I'm assuming will be that one over there. As you can see, it's very weedy again. Good to see the fountain going, because you can normally around the fountains is quite clear, but I imagine the fish do get in here, a bit of sanctuary. Definitely worth investigating at some point. Oop. So here's the channel, full of weed. Not see any fish. Looks a little bit like a river from here. Might just be me, but so I can't see any fish anywhere. Water's quite coloured. Let's go and see the car. Just have a quick shot from up here. There's the car. I think there's like 9 or 10 swims altogether on here. Now I'm sort of looking down where the drop off is so you can see all the weed. And just past the tree, it seems to be clear. Got the aerators. Little patches of weed. Little bay round here by the pub. It's got a bit of weed in it. There's a swim called the Dugout around there as well. There's a couple of swims over in the trees there. Yeah, lots of options, lots of places to explore. Let's go and get the car and move it. Right, I'm in what I think is the dugout. A tiny little set of steps that go up past just past the playground. You got your little section for a brolly, bivvy. Got some decking here. It's quite hidden away here. Looking straight down, I suppose, down towards the fountain. Yeah, nice. Tiny little steps, all overgrown. So I just started packing down a few bits and I just found a little friend. Quite a few of these about, I have noticed. Bless him. Mr. Froggy. See if I can get some pictures. So it's 10:05 now, Sunday, coming kind of towards the end of the session. A maiden voyage down at Cotton Farm in the first diary piece. As you can see, brolly's down, most bits are in the car, rods are out still, I've just redone them. Loads of weed in front of me. How you doing, boss? Right. Right. Sorry about that, a little bit interrupted. Just met Boyan. Apologies if that's wrong, if you ever watch this, sir, I do apologise, but another bailiff of the water. just checking my membership. Obviously, as I'm new here, it's already been checked 3 times or so, 4 times, and again, it's something that I would rather be done than not be done, shall we say. It's good to know people are here and just keeping an eye on the place and checking out things. So I've got no problems with that whatsoever. What a lovely bloke as well, diamond bloke. I believe he's Lee Jackson's son-in-law, I think he said. So, but just seems like he just finished work, bless him. And I know he's looking forward to getting out at some point, as we had a little chat. But yeah, so as I was saying earlier, bits are down, 2 rods have gone out. I put them either side of the fountain now. Lots of weed moving the lines, but we'll deal with that for now. I think I'm going to give it a little while. What I might do at the end is pack everything up apart from 1 rod and with the lead on it. I think I'm just going to go and have a wander around and just, you know, just do a bit of feature finding. Just do a lap of the lake, look at the other swims, and just feel about with a lead. Marker float's not really a good idea over here, as I've been told by pretty much everyone. In fact, it just gets snagged up straight away. So it's not really what I like to do unless I can do, or it's a place where it's needed. I'm more of a use the lead and feel it down type of person anyway. So yeah, at some point I'll have a little wander around, single rod, everything else in the car locked up, and just have a feel about, see what's going on. The sun's getting warm again now. I mean, it's only about 10:15 and it is hot. Near my alarm's bleeping away, but I think it could be the old wind. I'm going to go and check it. Let's have a look. Yeah, the weed's dragged all the way to the left, so sort this out. So the weed was moving that rod, I sorted it out, and I've moved it other side in amongst the weed. While Bojan was down here, there was fish moving about in there. They were in there yesterday, but I was a bit worried about trying to get the fish through it. I did speak to him about that, and he said, you know, if they're there and you fish it safe, it's not a problem. Others have told me about this as well. So, you know, fairly strong line. I've got 15-pound line on. Everything else is pretty strong. Little stiff-tinged choddy's gone out there with a hairy bun spice from Infusion on like a choddy type thing. Bit of foam. So, and just dropped it in slowly, and it should just drop on top of whatever it lands. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know how bad the weed is out there, but we'll give it a little while and see what happens. It's got to be worth a go. The other one, still the other side. Net is in the middle. You can just see the corner of it through the stones. So either way, I'll be able to get to the net very easily just by walking back with either rod to it. Like I say, I'm going to have to look at getting maybe another net with me for stuff like this. But yeah, see how we go.